Hello,
Mm,
Coach Liz. It's been a very long time. How have you been?
good, good. Yeah, I think we last had a chat in, I feel like April. But good to see you. Good to be back on. And how's everything with you?
Everything's great. Everything is really great. I'm excited with everything that's happening right now. I know a lot of things are happening. I am eager to see what's going to happen with AfroBasket. Actually, to see what you're going to do with the Morans. That's what I'm really waiting for. But I know some other things are happening before that. So, yeah, I was like, who am I going to call to get the down low, the info, the intel? There's only one Coach Liz.
Mm.
So,
Pressure is on.
yes, it is on. Hey, I don't think there's anybody out there that actually knows the players and the teams like you do. Really, on the real. Am I wrong?
Oh,
Tell me I'm
well,
not.
thank you. Oh, look. Oh, look, it's taken me years to build up all this knowledge and network and um, I pride myself in keeping tabs on clubs and national teams and what everybody's doing, and so it helps in the long run. Having it helps with my scouting, but it also allows me to really promote those players and teams in Africa to a wider audience.
Right. Well, good. All right, so let's use some of that knowledge and talk about what's happening. We got the BAL, obviously
Mhm.
coming to the continent of Africa. Um, where should we start with that? I mean, there's so many angles we could actually talk about. Ah,
Yeah,
Lord. All right, so let's start with the goodness. Let's talk about
the
all the good things.
goodness.
Yes, let's talk about all the good things that are coming along with BAL. All right, so
Okay,
what can we expect?
okay. So the really positive thing about the BAL is what this competition is going to be like for the players, the coaches, the teams. It's going to be very professional, nothing that we've ever seen like on the continent before. So it's going to be a great experience for the players and coaches involved. So I'm really excited for them regarding that. And hopefully eventually we'll set a new standard for how we run tournaments in Africa. We're yet to see it run in a league format, so hopefully we see that next year or 2023. And this will force federations to up their game as well when in terms of hosting and what we now expect to see at some of these tournaments. And so it has a positive impact on the entire ecosystem for basketball in Africa.
You called it a tournament instead of a league. I mean, do you see it as a
Because
tournament? Because that's very interesting. That's the way I see it. If it's going to be hosted at one place, less than a month, it does sound like a tournament, don't it?
100%. Like this is the equivalent of what we would see at AfroBasket, 2 weeks, one host, everybody gets through the rounds, etc. The reason why it's not being played in a league like it was originally promoted was because of COVID. It was supposed to be from March through to May, played in 12 different six different locations, and then finals in Rwanda. Due to COVID issues, we're now health and safety is the priority. So you reduce the risks by having one host and having a team play in a bubble. So I understand for this year that it will just be tournament style, and hopefully next year we see it return to a league format.
Okay, so do you think maybe? All right, I'm asking, all right, because I've had a couple of people ask me that question. And I really didn't know how to answer it. They're like,
Mm-hmm.
is it forced? Why wouldn't they just wait to actually have the league format? Why the tournament format?
I think just because it has been put off for now almost 18 months, they had to push something out. And I think the 12 teams that have qualified to participate, they needed to be they needed to go out and play and get that first step of introducing this entire new concept. a new continental league out to the public, because you've got to remember now we have 2019 champions, 2020 champions, and that's going to impact on the BAL 2022 qualifiers. So it was a matter of just getting these 12 teams, go and play, get these games done, and then we can start rolling with the qualifiers later this year and the actual league next year.
Okay, so it's one of those, let's just do it.
Yeah, it's like a conflict. Like if you held off doing it, and we've got Olympic qualifiers, the Olympics, AfroBasket, World Cup qualifiers. When are you going to run this?
Well, that was going to be the next question, really. I was going to ask you, is it not risky going parallel with the playoffs?
Oh, I think, yeah, it's huge risk. And then given the fact that also in Europe, they're in their playoffs. So it was an interesting decision to play in May. And then you've got Ramadan as well for the North Africans, or
Right.
any Muslims participating in this tournament. If they had held off, say, by one more week, you could have got all the African players who play in Europe to come down and play in this league. So I'm not sure why specifically they picked these dates. Maybe they just felt they had to get it done before, all the national teams started kicking in.
With everything that you just said, it really does feel like it was really forced, like it has to happen right now. So is this beneficial for the NBA? Is it beneficial for FIBA, or is it beneficial for the continent of Africa?
I think it's beneficial for everyone involved to get this league done, or tournament done, really. You've got teams and clubs who have thrown money into this and have waited for 18 months to play. You've got FIBA, you've got NBA, you've got BAL, all these institutions and organizations who have budgets for this, financial year. And because of this current schedule for basketball this year, they just needed to get it done before June kicked off. And so I think they probably had themselves in a tough spot, and this is why we're seeing the dates in May.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't know. Me putting my 2 cents in there, and of course, it doesn't really matter. It's only me talking. Who cares about what I say, right? I think.
No, let's hear it. Why do you think? Why do you think?
All right, basketball is growing right now, and people are really into the NBA right now. It's actually, it surprised me how well it's done with the pandemic. There were so many issues during the course of this season where you would think, things would go wrong, it would stop, it wouldn't end, it would blah, blah, blah. There's just so many things. And then that was last season. I'm sorry. And then this season came early, and it's just so many things happening, but it's turning out so well. And the play-in is very exciting right now. We might have the Lakers playing against the Warriors. That's really exciting. Do you really think your casual viewer fan out there would really know what's going on with the BAL when at the very same time you've got the Lakers playing against the Warriors?
I think the market is saturated right now in May with playoffs in Europe, the NBA. Everywhere else in the world probably also has some kind of event that they've got going. We've got NBL playoffs about to start here in Australia, for example.
Yes.
And I think, the market is saturated, and I actually think we're not going to see the best standard of play in BAL, which makes it even harder to promote, or for people to come in and want to be part of. So I think you're very right. I agree with you on all counts. The casual viewer, why would they tune in? Like if I'm in Zambia and I have no skin in the game, I don't have a team to support, I don't really know what's going on.
Exactly.
Would I watch that over an NBA playoff?
No, I wouldn't. And then in addition to that, what we are going to be putting out there, I say we because this thing is going to be representing Africa. It's not going to be top notch, just like the way you put it. Number one, Ramadan. So you do have what's happening out there. We all know that. They're fasting and all that. And then we have players that are playing in Europe right now who are not going to be participating. It's just so many things that's happening. It is not the best.
And also, you've got to take into account there are some teams that have been playing in their domestic leagues this entire time, other teams who haven't played for 2 years, other
Exactly.
teams who had COVID restrictions, so they haven't played in the last 6 months.
So why?
But these are factors that obviously the BAL can't control, but it just means that we're not going to get the best standard that we could have seen if COVID hadn't come around.
So I mean, here we are putting an inferior product representing Africa. So what if it backfires and then everybody's like, "There's no talent out there. I'm not gonna watch that." What's gonna happen?
No, no, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. There is still a lot of talent going to be on display. We've still got some of the best club teams participating. So definitely, when I say it's just not the best product we could put out or the best standard of play that we could put out, but there are going to be some great highlights, some great talent on display. Don't get me wrong at all.
Okay, I'm glad you said that because I'm gonna ask you a question and please give me some clarification because I was looking at it and I was thinking maybe I'm wrong because I don't know. That's why I got you here to kind of help me and help a lot of people because we don't have the intel. If we're gonna have great players going out there to play, regardless of what's happening right now, in Europe, regardless of Ramadan and everything that's happening, why on earth do we have J. Cole playing?
I thought we were going to talk about this. So,
no, no, but I love the look in your face. You're like, wait a minute, I don't want to talk.
if you could read my mind, what I called you.
No. Okay, wait a minute. All right, I understand you don't want to talk about this. I really do understand, and I know we talked about it. You're probably gonna shoot me once the cameras are off or something, probably. But hey, all I'm asking is this: if we are gonna be putting product out there, and we think it's not gonna be superior, or if we think it is superior, why put gimmicks?
I 100% agree with you that I feel like this would never happen in any other professional league. I think we're losing track of the fact that this league is for Africans and we're here to promote African players and put their talent on display. Bringing in a personality who's not a professional basketball player at the expense of a Rwandan or a Patriots player who would never have experienced participating in something like this before. It feels very gimmicky and very entertainment factor over, social and emotional responsibility is what I would call it.